Good morning, Sasha, Braden, and anyone else who happens to be listening. I'm going to share a little bit from my quiet time, the last chapter of Second Samuel. I believe it's chapter 24. And in it, something happens which I think seems very foreign to us, and it's that David takes a census of all the fighting men. And so he's just kind of counting who all is in his army. And I know that we take a census here every 10 years in the United States, and that's to figure out population, a number of senator or a number of congressmen, et cetera. And it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with that. But a couple of things that were not right with this. Number one, God had laid out provisions for taking a census, and I believe it included some sacrifices and some acknowledgement of God, and none of that was really followed. And so I think what you start to see here is a little bit of David look at the army I've built, and maybe even going, look how big of an army that I've created, that he might have started relying on that versus really relying on God, which was something that he was kind of known for. As a result of it, there was about 70,000 people that died. And so definitely some punishment involved with this. Again, seems a little foreign to us, but at the end, there's a very interesting interaction where he needs to go and make a sacrifice to God, and he needs to go to this certain place, and he's going to take this threshing floor and these oxen and everything else. And the owner says, "Listen, I'm going to give all this to you. I'm just going to give it to you." And David's response is, "I won't sacrifice to God something that cost me nothing." And so I think that was very interesting. Sort of idea, and it sort of making me think of, how sacrificially do we give of our time, of our money, of just everything. And so really challenge both of you to really think about, you know are the things that I'm giving up to God, are they sacrificial, right? Am I honoring God with my finances to the point where it feels like a bit of a sacrifice? Am I honoring God with my time, where maybe, hey, I'd rather just chill and not do things? Or do I go to a Bible study to help people? Or do I actually establish a Bible study and help people? That can be a sacrifice of your time as well, energy and effort as well, where someone says, hey, there's this opportunity to serve. That's a sacrifice of maybe your time, maybe your energy, etc. Are you willing to serve if you feel like that's what God is calling you to do? So I just want to challenge you to think about that a little bit, and to think about, how are you giving, and is it sacrificial? All right, talk to you later. Love you. Bye.